Welcome to Gather In, where you'll hear stories of conversion to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. If you have an interesting story to tell, please go to our Instagram page or send us an email to gatherin@proton.me. Before we start this week's episode, could I ask a small favour? If you could just like and subscribe and follow, but most importantly, leave a small comment when you've finished watching or listening. It'll make it a little bit easier for other people to find the Gather In podcast on whatever platform you're on. Thanks. Welcome back to part 2 of the interview with Josie Whalebone. Okay.
And she painted that house inside and out.
Oh.
And she even cemented the toilet, which was outside, cemented the floor, and then between Mum and her, she cemented the front near the front door so that you went up steps.
Well, so Friz was a real handyman, wasn't she?
Oh, yes, she was. Yes,
a handy woman, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she was a good worker.
Okay. So after Peter came along, Carl came along. What year did Carl came along?
No. When Peter was born, you were only allowed to have 6 weeks off.
Oh.
So I got a job working for Wormald's.
The security company?
No, Wormald's are the people who make fire hoses and fire. I don't think they made the trucks, but they made all the equipment and stuff.
I think that's the same company that became the security company as well.
It might have.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah, fire and
But they also had a part that was called brown built furniture. It was generally for office furniture.
Yeah, I remember.
And I worked in the stock room with 2 other women.
Okay, what years are we talking there? Sometime after 1966 when Peter was born?
Carl was born in September 66, and I started there sort of 6 weeks that I was allowed to have.
Sorry, let me just go back a bit. What year was Peter born?
66.
But Carl was born, you just said Carl was born in 66.
No, sorry. Carl was born Peter was born in 66.
Yeah, and Carl was born in...
6 weeks after, I had to get a job.
You were back at work?
Yes, because I had to contribute to paying my way.
And so, but when was Carl born?
71.
Oh, 5 years later. Okay.
So I worked down at Wormald's in South Melbourne, which had to catch 2 trains to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And one girl lived down at the next suburb along from Sandringham. So she used to bring me home because she sort of went through Sandringham to another suburb.
Okay.
To get home.
Yeah.
But I had to catch the train to work.
Yeah.
And then after that, eventually the money came through from the solicitor. So she sold the house to Friz and Paul because they got married about that time.
Okay, I'm just going to stop it there a second.
Yeah.
And just for a bit of a change of scenery.
Right. I don't want to see myself.
That's all right. Everyone else wants to see you. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, Josie, Friz and Paul got married?
Yes.
Yeah.
They got married in the registry office.
Okay.
And then when Mum got her money from Tasmania, she sold the house to Friz and Paul, and they lived there, and I went with Mum to Nunawading.
Okay.
And I was there till Carl was about, he wasn't. He He was 8 months old when I met Bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to ask Josie, because we've heard a lot about Bill. Bill was the love of your life.
He was a wonderful man.
And I've seen
Yes.
pictures of Bill, but unfortunately we didn't get to meet Bill because he'd passed away before we met.
Yes.
So can you tell us how you met Bill?
Well, the neighbour, who was quite a interested gardener.
This is in Nunawading?
Yes.
Yeah.
Used to talk to Mum over the fence.
Sure.
And so they talked about gardening and stuff. And of course, no doubt they talked about me.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, you can't worry about that because you've got your situation that you've got.
Mm.
And I wasn't going to give my kids away, no way.
Mm.
And then she suggested to Mum that I join Parents Without Partners.
Okay.
And I used to hate it when my sisters went out and I couldn't go.
Because you were looking after your boys?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I thought, well, you just got to live and bear it.
Yeah.
And so when I went the first night, this is great.
Mm. And your mum looked after Peter and
Yes.
Carl?
Yes.
Yeah.
And this fellow came over and said, would I like to dance? And I thought,
would you like to dance?
yeah.
So was that
they
the
had
normal?
dances and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
So I said, yeah, all right then. And I said to him, I can't cook.
Was that you're having your first dance and you said, I can't cook?
I did. Because when I was a little bit keen on learning,
yeah,
not that I really wanted to know, but you've got to know. And I said to Mum, could she teach me how to cook? Because at one stage the nuns used to have a joint agreement with the government school a couple of miles away from the convent to let the girls come to their cooking place.
Oh, okay.
And you could learn to cook.
Yeah.
But by the time I was there, they had some dispute.
Oh, okay.
So we didn't go.
Oh, so you didn't get to learn to cook at school?
No. And
okay.
I had asked Mum, could I learn to, would she teach me how to cook? And she said, I can't afford the waste.
Okay, so you're having your first dance with Bill.
And then I thought,
and you really wanted to sell yourself to him and tell him how good a person you were, how good a catch you were. So you say, I can't cook. Did you tell him anything else you couldn't do?
I told him on the first dance.
That's hilarious.
Well, you've got to be honest.
He wasn't asking you to marry him. He was only asking you to dance.
Yeah. And he said, I'll eat whatever you put on the plate. And I thought, this man's desperate.
He was pretty short, wasn't he?
He was about the same height as me, perhaps a bit more.
So about 5'2"
Pretty close.
2 or 3 or something?
No, I'm 5'3".
5'3".
So we're pretty close, but
yeah. So he didn't want to. A lot of ladies would have been taller than Bill, but you weren't.
No.
So he thought you were a pretty good catch because he could look you in the eye.
Yeah.
So dare I ask, how long after the first dance did you get married?
Oh, years. Years. And I felt terrible because I knew you were supposed to be married.
Oh, okay. So you became an item fairly quickly.
No.
No?
No, not really. He'd come and, I still knew Peter's dad and I really liked him. And between Peter's birth in 1966 and Carl being 8 months old when I met Bill,
yeah,
I thought, I've got to sort of cut this off.
Yeah.
So I told Mike that I don't really want to do anymore.
Right.
And he went. And then when I met Bill, he said to me on the first night, would you like to come with me as a partner to Ballarat to a ball in May? And I thought, fancy going to Ballarat in the winter.
Yeah, last place you'd want to go in winter, Ballarat. Yeah,
Yes, he said they're hiring caravans,
yeah,
and the women are going to have one, and the men are going to have the other.
yeah,
So I borrowed the dress I wore from my sister,
yeah,
and I had my hair done. And when he came, Mum was very short with him, and I thought, oh well, I'm going to a ball. This is great. But she minded the boys.
Yeah.
And so we went down. We stopped in Balan and had a cup of coffee and something to eat.
Yeah.
And then by the time we got to the caravan, just to put your stuff in, get changed, I took one of the top bunks because I thought, well, I'm younger than some of them, so I got the top bunk.
Yeah.
And then we went to the ball, and it was wonderful. And when we came back, he drove me to the where they've got the lake.
In Ballarat, Lake Wendouree.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like he was a milky, so he went to sleep quick.
Right.
He'd been up since night before, and he also used to do the Glaxo run, delivering to chemists and stuff. And I said, we've got to go back to the caravan park. And he said, no, I won't take you back there because it's not really good. And I thought, well, I'm going to be raped here.
Oh. Yeah.
And he went to sleep.
Good.
And I'd slept in my dress.
Yeah.
Long dress.
Yeah.
And I woke up early because I had to go to the loo. And he'd parked away from the toilet, but near. And I needed to go, so I just got out of bed and went to the loo in my long dress and got changed in the toilet.
Okay, so let's.
You've got this on video.
Yeah, we can delete whatever you want to delete.
Yeah, that's good.
But okay, let's fast forward a little bit more because one of the things we want to get down to is when eventually you became a member of the church, but this was not until 2001 you became a member of the church in living in Lara. But I know sometime before this, when you were with Bill, when Bill was still alive, the missionaries knocked on the door back then, didn't they?
Yes, well, Bill still had his house in Ferntree Gully.
Okay.
It was just a weatherboard house, but that's a house.
Yeah.
And I don't know what rent he and his wife had paid or anything
Bill had
like
been
that.
married before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He had 3 girls.
Yeah.
And they were born in 64, 65 and 67.
Okay.
And Peter was born 66 and Carl was the youngest.
Yeah.
Still a baby.
So they're all in the same sort of age group.
Roughly,
yeah.
And so every time Bill came to pick me up to take me to a dance or something or a meeting, Mum would say hello, but it was a grim hello.
Yeah.
But she really liked Peter's dad.
Right.
Because he was English, wasn't he?
Oh, okay.
And although I really loved him, but I just had to pull the curtain down.
Yeah. 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 Okay. So you ended up being together with Bill for quite a long time.
Well, Mum got a bit annoyed one day and she said about the toys being around and stuff. So we had a bungalow up the back of Nunawading, but it had the power on, but it didn't have water. So I moved up what bit of furniture I had. So the 3 of us slept in the double bed,
You and the two boys?
Yes.
Yeah.
And every time I wanted water or to go to the toilet,
Yeah.
you either had to go into the laundry
Yeah.
or you had to go inside to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
And I thought, I don't really want to be sleeping in three in a bed too long.
Yeah.
So through Parents Without Partners, there was a Scottish woman who lived up way somewhere, but she owned a house in Baronia, a brick house with a granny flat.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to her, could I rent the granny flat? It had the power on, but I had to go into the house, go to the toilet or have a shower.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, yes, I could.
Yeah.
So my friends from there sort of took what bit of stuff I had at Mum's to that granny flat. But it only had the one bedroom, but it had a fair size room, not as big as this, but
so you could at least have separate beds.
There was
from
a
the
bit
boys.
of room.
Yeah.
No, we all slept together.
All right.
And then when you wanted to go to the toilet, as I said, or shower, you had to go into the house.
Yeah.
And the man who ever rented it never appeared.
Right.
So the house was open.
Right.
So I said to this Scottish woman, could I rent the house? And she said, yes.
Yeah.
So I took over the house.
Okay.
And Bill came to me to visit, and he still lived in Ringwood at that time because he'd sold it. I don't know. Yes, he sold his house. Lived in Ringwood. And so I had that, and that's when we got engaged, when I took over the house, which was very nice. And it was a beautiful ring from an antique shop.
Oh, lovely.
And anyway, I was there for a while, and then Bill, it was when the Metropolitan Dairies, Bill was a milkie, see?
A milkie, for those who don't know, is someone who delivers milk to the home, which doesn't really happen anymore.
No, but it was the horse and cart days.
Yeah.
And he did that. And he also delivered Glaxo chemical stuffs to the chemists.
Yeah, you mentioned that before.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
So
was it while you were living in this house, Bill?
We got engaged.
You got engaged?
Yes.
When was it the missionaries came to knock on the door? Because I know from what you've told me, Bill was quite interested in what they had to say, but you were a little bit more reserved.
Yes. Yes, well, it's funny. It's a funny thing because, like, I really thought the Catholic Church was right.
Mm.
And you got taught what you were told.
Yeah.
And anyway, when we moved, Bill had sort of taken over the dairy, like working for yourself, instead of the actual dairy doing it. And so he had 2 trucks, and he got someone to work one and he worked the other. And he said he needs somebody to sort of answer the phone and all this sort of stuff and do the accounts and stuff. And I thought, well, I can do that. And well, he offered me the job, so I thought, oh, all right then. And so we lived in this terrible old house in Ringwood with a great big paddock. And so I just answered the phone like Whalebone Dairy, and just did the work, what you would do. And by this time, walked Carl to school, because he only just started school about that time. And Peter was just about to go in, or in those years, he went up to secondary school. So we were there for about near on 10 years, I suppose. And that was all right. But
so back to the missionaries eventually knocking on your door.
Yeah, well, yes, they knocked on the door in Ringwood, two men, and I was reading a book about something, and it was sort of out of space sort of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but it had a vein of religion in it,
Mm-hmm.
and it sort of took my interest. So when they came, they sort of said they were Mormons, and I thought I hadn't heard of them before. And so they had their little spool, and so I said, "Can I have something to say?" And they said, "Yes." And I said, "Well, St. Peter it was his mission to be sent to Rome
Mm-hmm.
from the Holy Land to
Mm-hmm.
Rome to spread the church."
Mm-hmm.
And the Pope was sort of there. And the Mormons haven't got the Pope, have they? But I thought, well, if they've said to me, I'm saying to them.
Mm.
And they said, yes. Well, they sort of, And then they went away. And the next time they came, two women came. Now, Bill liked women's company.
Mm-hmm.
Not funny, but he liked women's company. And he answered the door. And he says, "Oh, come in." And I thought, hey, wait a minute. I don't mind talking to you at the door, but don't come inside because it's our house. But I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And he got really interested because he'd never been baptised.
Okay.
And so I didn't really want to change my religion then.
Mm-hmm.
And they sort of stopped coming. But when the two girls really took over from the two boys, we got really friendly with them because Bill liked them, I liked them, and they invited us for tea. The two boys and Bill and I.
They invited you to tea?
Yes.
To dinner?
But if it was around lunchtime, I'd make them something for lunch like you would.
Yeah. So where did they invite you to dinner at?
To their place.
Oh, really?
So we went round to their house and they had quite a simple meal, but quite nice. And they had a big jug of lemon juice on the table. And I thought, there's no coffee. Because we were coffee addicts.
Right. So that might have made things difficult.
Well, we drank the lemonade because it was rude not to.
Yeah.
But like I hadn't thought about the fact that they gave up their 2 years of service and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they do.
Yeah.
And they came round and we liked them. But then they moved on. But Bill wanted to join. And I said to him, well, you can join if you want. But the Catholic side of me said no.
Okay.
I said, and I didn't want to be responsible from stopping him. Because he hadn't had any sort of religious background.
Yeah.
But he was sort of a decent fellow, if you understand.
Yeah.
And so because I didn't, he wouldn't.
Yeah.
But he had the urge to join.
Yeah.
So we sort of, when we got married in 1980, I questioned him various times, but he said he didn't want to make another mistake. And you've got to respect people for what they say.
Yeah.
So
another mistake in respect to what?
Well, you were supposed to be married.
Oh, right.
I wanted to marry.
Yeah.
But he was a bit afraid to marry.
Right. Right. Okay.
Because Bill was really 14 years older than me.
Oh, okay.
But he was such good humour and nice to me and excellent to Carl. Because Carl was only a baby, 8 months old when I first met him. By the time we got to Ringwood, I think in Baronia he went to kindergarten.
Okay, so just back on you getting married, you got married sometime sort of after you'd been meeting with the missionaries and you decided that you didn't want to join.
Yes.
And Bill wanted to, but he wouldn't because you didn't want to.
Yeah,
But you got married because it seemed that he perhaps that visit from the missionaries was something that inspired him to want to get married and do everything properly. Yeah? Am I making an assumption there? But he wanted to do the right thing and get married. Do the right thing by you and get married.
Well, he kept getting out of it by saying he didn't want to make another mistake.
Right. Okay.
And you can't force somebody to marry you.
No.
And I didn't want to really be on my own forever.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the situation of being single and not being married.
Yeah. Yeah.
I knew you were supposed to be married early.
Yeah.
And but he'd had no religious sort of upbringing.
Yeah.
But he was not a bad man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so anyway, one time when I was living in Baronia, he sent the two boys outside. They were in the bedroom. We were going to go to the it was a dance thing, a Valentine's dance.
Yeah.
And I was getting ready to go, so I'm rolling my hair, and he came in, which we weren't living together then, and he said, would you two boys go outside and play? And I thought to myself, what right have you got to come into my house and tell me my boys have to go outside? My huckles went up.
Yeah.
So when they went out, he sat on the bed beside me, and I'm still rolling my hair. And he said, would you marry me? And I said, oh. He said, what's the matter? I said, I've always wished somebody would hop down on their knee.
Okay.
So he hops down on his knee.
Okay.
And says the same thing. And I said, oh, all right then. And the man started to cry.
Oh, that's wonderful. Nothing wrong with a bloke shedding a tear or two.
Yeah.
That's right.
Never happened to me.
Fantastic. And so how long after the proposal were you married?
1980.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But he proposed, you were engaged?
Yes.
How long before you got married?
Oh gosh.
Don't worry, it's not that important.
Well, Carl was only little.
Yeah.
But by 80, he was already at school.
Yeah.
So
it's not that important. Okay. So.
But then, after we married, the following morning he said to me, it was his birthday, we got married, and then it was Father's Day. Where's his 3 presents?
That was like a jackpot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All those days all together.
Yes.
So Josie, you mentioned before that Bill was 14 or 15 years older than you.
Yes.
So Bill passed away after quite a few years together.
Yes.
You and the boys and Bill living mainly in the Ringwood area.
No. When we got married in 1980, I said it's about time we bought a house.
Yeah.
So we bought our first brick house. Well, he lived in a weatherboard house that they'd bought.
Yeah.
But when I bought, I thought, well, if you buy a brick house, you don't have to paint it.
Yeah. Which is a big advantage.
Too. Yeah.
Who likes painting?
So we bought a smallish house in North Croydon.
Okay.
And then he started to get sick, really.
Yeah.
And he was running to the doctors and all this sort of stuff. And then the doctor told him, stop smoking or else you've got about 3 months.
Oh, really?
Or if you stop, you've got a certain amount of time. So he stopped smoking like that.
Yeah.
But I believe he had tried to stop smoking a few times.
Yeah.
Like that, he could stop.
Yeah.
But he had the habit of falling into line because everybody else was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he really got sick. And so I said, what do we do? Do we live in Melbourne and go to people's houses visiting and drinking coffee? Or do we go up country, buy a couple of acres? We bought 5 acres with a newish house on it.
This was in Clunes?
No, it was out at Evansford.
Evansford. Where's Evansford?
Out towards it's I know it as well as that it won't come to me.
Yeah.
Ask me one other time. But we lived there for 5 years and he stopped smoking. And he was all right, but I had to take him to the doctors whenever because he was so deaf, he could lip read. And he would tell me something and I was doing something and I'd walk away and he'd say, don't walk away, I'm talking to you, because he lip read. 70% he could lip read. He taught himself.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you lived in Evansford for quite a while?
5 years.
Okay. When we met you, you were living in Lara.
Yes, well, when we were in Evansford,
yeah,
Bill went back to work for the fellow who took over our old milk round.
Yeah.
And they wanted to take a holiday, so they got in touch with us to say, would Bill come down and work the milk round while they could have a holiday? They had a disabled son, and the wife looked after the books, and the husband did the work.
Yeah.
And they wanted to have a break. So Bill went back to work, and so I went back and took Carl with me because by this time Peter was living in Melbourne. And so I took Carl out of school for about 2 or 3 weeks, whatever it was. And we went down there and I kept the books down there while they were away. And he did the round, and so that's what we did.
Okay. So eventually you came to live in Lara. Was this sometime after Bill passed away?
No. We moved to Clunes.
Oh, you moved from Evansford to Clunes?
Yes.
And then to Lara?
It took me through. Bill died when we lived in Clunes, but he died in the Ballarat hospital.
And what year was this?
96.
1996.
Yes.
The year Margot and I were married.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, you were only newlyweds. No, Miriam was...
so 30 years ago.
Oh, yes. Miriam was 4 when I met you.
So 30 years ago.
Yes.
Bill died, and 30 years ago Margot and I were married.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been on my own 30 years.
Okay, so Josie, tell us what happened, because at this stage you'd moved to Lara. Margot and I were living in Lara, just a couple of streets away. We didn't know you. No. And then one day, was there a knock on the door?
Yeah, yes, the missionaries came.
Right.
No, but when I first moved to Lara, I was minding Louis.
Your grandson?
Yes. And he rushed into the bedroom where I was working, probably making the bed or something, and he said, no, there's some men at the door, because he was only a kid.
Yeah.
And I said, who are they? He says, I don't know. So I went out, and they said they were Latter-day Saint. And I thought, gosh, that's sort of so many years ago. We were living in Ringwood.
Yeah, yeah.
I said, and so I invited him in, and I thought, well, I'm not even going to church now.
Let's talk about their names, because I don't think you know the names of the missionaries who originally taught you and Bill when you were together, the sisters and the elders who you met them. What were the names of these 2 missionaries who knocked on your door in Lara? Do you remember their names, Margot? There was one that you kept in touch with for quite a while.
Oh, there was one that I really liked.
Yeah.
one was okay, but one was really nice.
Yeah.
And when they went back, we were allowed to give them a hug goodbye. Well, we went down to see them off at the airport.
Yeah.
Somehow I went down there, but Bill wasn't there then.
Yeah.
And I've still got their wedding invitation cards somewhere.
Yeah.
And their names would be.
So these two missionaries knocked on your door, you invited them in.
Yes.
And
I thought, well, I'm doing nothing.
Mm.
Well, simply because when Peter was due to make his first Holy Communion, I took the two boys to Mitcham when I was living at Mum's for Peter to be able to make his first Holy Communion. And so Peter said to me he didn't feel well. And I thought he's saying that just so he doesn't have to go. And I said, well, get dressed and see how you are. And then, like, we kneel down in church.
Mm.
And he said to me when he was kneeling down, he didn't feel well. And I thought, he's doing this. And so I said, well, sit up on the chair, on the pew.
Mm.
So he sat down, and like you stand up and you do whatever you do with the service. And then all those who were making their first Holy Communion had to go up between the seats and the altar rail, but not on the altar.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to stand in a ring around the priest. And I'm sitting there with Carl, watching. And all of a sudden, Peter went all over the floor.
Well, he vomited.
Yes.
Oh, no.
And I thought, I thought he was having me on and was trying to get out of it. I'm not clever. So I thought, this is God's house, you know.
And Peter had vomited everywhere.
Yeah.
All around the altar or on the altar?
And he was telling me the truth. No, on the piece between the altar and the seats.
Right. So the poor kid.
They were all around the priest standing around.
Yeah.
And he was talking about something.
Yeah.
And I thought, gosh. So I said to Carl, sit down here. And I went up to the when the circle sort of dispersed, I went up with my lady's handkerchief, which is about that big, and I tried to mop it up and clean it up.
Yeah.
But of course, I had to go out to get some water to rinse it and come back to sort of do it better. And the nuns always sat up in one area, a bit like the boys that pass the sacrament, like all together.
Yeah.
And I asked a boy, where was a tap that I could rinse this? And he said, oh, you've got to go around there. So I found it, rinsed it out, went back in, and I went back about 3 times to sort of really do a proper job. And not one person in that church that was full, because it was sort of a special day because these kids making their for the first thing. Not one person came forward to say, here's a cloth, or you'll find a cloth down there.
Some paper towel
and there was
or a mop.
There was about as many nuns there that are like the sacrament fellows in the Latter-day Saints. There was about as many boys. Now there's 1, 2. There's 8 boys and 2 boys that sort of stand on the other side of the table.
Mm-hmm.
So there was 10 here.
Mm-hmm.
There would have been 10 nuns sitting in that front couple of rows.
Yeah.
Nobody came up and said, here's a cloth or something.
Wow. Yeah.
So I cleaned it up, and then I went back to join the boys, my boys.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, going home, I thought, no.
Mm.
So I stopped going altogether.
Okay, so when our missionaries knocked on your door, You
There
were
were two men.
Yeah, you were inclined to invite them in and listen to them again.
No, I didn't to start with because I held them at the door.
Yeah.
And then when they had their little bit of say, I said, can I have a say? And they said yes. And I said, well, St. Peter was sent to Rome to sort of spread the gospel.
Yeah.
And that he was the first pope.
So this is the same thing you said to the missionaries 20 years before that up in Croydon or wherever. You
in Ringwood.
Ringwood.
Yeah.
You said the same thing to these missionaries. And what did they say?
Not this lot that were in
Lara.
Lara.
Okay, we're talking about the ones in Lara now. I thought you might have.
Yeah.
So the ones knocked on your door in Lara. How did you respond when they knocked on your door? Because Louis came to tell you there were two men at the door.
Yeah. Well, one wanted to go to the toilet.
Oh right.
So I said, okay. So he went in.
Yeah.
And the other one had a bit to say about the church and stuff.
Yeah.
And when they left, I just sort of thought to myself, well, I'm doing nothing. Doing nothing.
Yeah.
And when they came to us in Ringwood, Bill was interested.
Yeah.
But I just didn't really want to make the change because of St. Peter doing that trip like missionaries do.
Yeah.
And so because I wouldn't change, he didn't.
Yeah.
But he asked me to baptise him when he was really sick.
Mm-hmm.
And we were taught at school that you could, as long as you said the words as you make the cross and pour the water, you can christen anybody because it's important that they are christened. And so I didn't want to be responsible to Bill, stopping him from joining the church if he wanted.
Yeah.
And he wanted to.
Yeah.
But I christened him because I knew that it was important to be christened. And then when he passed, well, eventually I sold where we lived in Clunes, 3 years odd, mowing grass and stuff. And so when I went down to I went down to Geelong, and I lived with Carl for about 6 months because I put the house money into term deposit. Term deposit.
Yeah, yeah.
And I thought, well, I'll let it build a little bit, and then when it's 6 months is up, I've found a place.
Mm-hmm.
And so I stayed with Peter until it came out, and then I was staying with Frizz for a little spell, and he rang me and said he's found a house for me.
Right.
And so I came up and had a look.
Okay. And so with the missionaries that came and
to
Lara,
yes,
they started teaching you. You started having the discussion with the missionaries.
Yeah, 2 men came.
Yeah.
And then 2 women came.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. 2 men came.
Yeah.
And then you turned up one day.
With the missionaries.
On a Saturday.
Yeah, on a Saturday.
Yeah, it was.
I don't remember that, but anyway, thank you. I'm glad you remember that. Yeah. And so the rest is history as we say.
I just thought I was doing nothing.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to have religion in your life because it happened.
Yeah, yeah. That's right. So the fact that you'd been taught by the missionaries back when Bill was alive, and Bill wanted to join the church.
Yes.
You felt, that this was a chance to perhaps almost reconcile with Bill with the fact that he didn't want to. You didn't want to join the church back then, but he wanted to. But now you could join the church.
I decided really I should be doing something.
Yeah.
So I listened to them.
Yeah.
And it sort of started to sink into my numbskull.
Yeah.
That I would do something.
Yeah.
So I did.
Yeah. Fantastic. Do you remember?
Then I went to the temple.
Do you remember when they taught you about eternal marriage? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. And did that
He better not nick off.
So was that perhaps, did they teach you about eternal marriage prior to you being baptised? Was that something that was appealing to you?
I forget now.
Yeah.
But when I did join, well, I sort of thought, that's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like he's still got the right to say no.
Yeah.
Even though we're sealed.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But
I think he would have said yes, Josie. I got a feeling he would have said yes.
He better.
I'm actually trying to remember. Do you remember when Josie was sealed to Bill? Because I can remember. I can remember sometime or other. I don't know if it was when you were sealed to Bill or not, but I can remember being with you in the sealing room, and I'm just wondering if I was the proxy when you
could have been
when you were sealed to Bill.
I think you were.
Yes. I think I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish you had met him, really.
Yeah. Look, I've heard.
But he did like women's company, which didn't go down too well.
Well, he would have liked me too, you know.
Of course he would have. Of course he would have.
Oh, so yeah. So.
But you just have to get over those little irritations.
Yeah. This is all now. What year was it you were baptised?
21. 2001.
2001. And we're now in 2026, so 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow, doesn't time fly?
But I stopped going when I got sick, really.
Yeah, well, you still going to church during COVID.
Yes.
But now you're back at church. COVID's gone and you're back.
No, it's not gone.
Well, it's gone enough for you to come to church.
Yes. Yes, I wear a mask in the church because you're mixing with a lot of people.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's still about, and I don't want it.
That's right. And you didn't ever get it, did you?
No.
No.
No, thank goodness.
Oh, anyway, Josie,
if you want to turn this off, you can.
Josie, we've been talking for nearly an hour and a half.
You'll be flattening her battery.
That's right. We haven't flattened the battery yet, but we must be getting close. Josie, we've not gone through your whole life in detail. We covered a fair bit of detail in your early life, and I hope that everyone who's listened to your story today will appreciate what you've been through and where you've come to and where you are now. We're all happily members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
I'm still not really 100% good.
Well, health-wise.
No. We've all got something wrong that we have to...
No one's perfect, Josie.
No, I'm not.
And neither am I. So we're in good company. But I think everyone loves hearing conversion stories and how people come to become members of the church. And thanks for sharing your story with us today, Josie.
Yeah.
It's been wonderful.
A long time. But I don't normally broadcast this because I know we shouldn't have lived together. I knew it. But Bill didn't want to make another mistake.
Yeah.
So what can you do?
But you got married anyway. So that's the main thing.
Yeah. And now I've got him forever, hopefully.
That's right. That's right. All right. Bye, everyone. Say bye, Josie.
Bye. Throw this away, will you?
No. This is here forever now.
Oh.
If you have an interesting story to tell, please contact us via our Instagram page or send an email to gatherin@proton.me.